Alrighty, so what we have at the moment is we have Bitcoin trending sideways. We're actually forming a fantastic flag as it speaks, and we're waiting. We're waiting. Sniper, when alt season, sir? When alt season? Now, when is a very important question for you to ask yourself, because when is not what I'm asking myself. It's am I ready? I think that's the big thing. On Friday, I did for you guys a portfolio. And today I'm speaking about that portfolio again. I'll actually show you. It's something incredible. If you have a look over there, I'm showing you exactly the portfolio that I'm building, exactly what's in the buy zones, what I've bought already, and I am buying. I have some great news as well. It's taken us an extra day or two, so be slightly patient. But this $100,000 portfolio that I'm building, I'm connecting it to a CoinStats, and I'm going to be having that link live for you guys to track and live for you guys to monitor and see what altcoins I'm in, when I get back into Bitcoin, all these sort of things. So I'm working hard on, I decided to create this new portfolio for you guys to show you how I expand. I spoke to you guys last week about knowing when to make Bitcoin and when to make Ethereum. And yet again, we have a few indicators. Not only do we have the Bitcoin chart and Bitcoin still holding incredibly strong levels, looking really good, but what we have is this fantastic chart over here saying that, yes, we're in Bitcoin season right now, but ultimately we're in oversold. It's like a RSI. It's like a RSI that's getting to the bottom, and we know what comes next, right? And the last time we were in these areas, we ended up going into alt season. And whenever you're at the bottom over here, think about it. When we're at the top, you want to be getting into Bitcoin because alt season is coming to an end. When you're at the bottom, you want to get into altcoin so you can make Bitcoin. And the last time we were in these areas over here was around about last year, July. And in that time, what we did see after that is we saw 100% growth in Ethereum alone. 100% in Ethereum alone. Now, I'm going to be speaking about many of the different altcoins and what we're looking at. I'm going to be building that whole portfolio for you guys. What we're focusing on Bitcoin right now, we are in a wedge. Bitcoin's still holding support. Is the breakout going to come? Are we going to see this dominance turn now? Or is it coming slightly later? But look at this dominance. Every time we have hit this major area over here, we have distributed to altcoins. Let's prepare for that. It is a Monday morning, my side. It is Monday, your side. Let's have a fantastic day and let's have a huge show. Josh, let's get into it.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper. Sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper. He marks the charts right. Enter the sniper. He's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper. Click, click, click. Time to be dedicated. Sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Master Sheldon, tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper. Sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper. He marks the charts right. Enter the sniper. He's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper. Click, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? Smash that like, smash the subscribe button if you want to be part of the family. How we doing, guys? Are you in the market? Are you out the market? What's happening? And did you enjoy last week's shows? So the way it works, guys, is I'm going into teacher mode. I go into teacher mode and I go into calls mode, giving you guys charts, giving you calls, all these sort of things. Use that like button whenever you enjoy the content. If you enjoyed the show, you thought it was insane, hit that like button. I use those like buttons. Last week was actually, throughout the whole year, my last 3 shows were the highest like shows I've had the entire year. So clearly we are getting somewhere great when it comes to that. And remember, I'm here for you guys. I'm here to give you what you guys want. So if you enjoy all this teaching and these building up portfolios and having these portfolios for you guys to see, please smash that like button. Guys, remember, we have Sniper School coming up, cohort number 4. If you have a look below in the description, join Sniper School, guys. We're starting, I think, next week or in the next 10 days. We're starting, and if you have a look in the description, you will find this How to Learn with Crypto with Sheldon the Sniper for free. Click on that. You will register. You'll put in your email, and it gives you 3 basic steps. You will sign up with one of these exchange links. You'll deposit $100 into that account. You get to trade with it. And in the email, it will show you where to put your user ID and get into Sniper School. You can start watching the courses and meet me at the next live event. I promise you that having Sniper School and having the basics, I think it 10x's your chances of retiring in the next bull market. So up to you. But for me, educate yourself. Very important. So let's jump in and let's have a look what's happening. So first thing, what we do have, maybe Bitcoin breaks out again. Maybe it does. So end of the day, what happened last week was we had the sell-off with Powell speaking. And then we basically started off this little bit of accumulation. Now, people already jump really quickly when Bitcoin slows down. So they're very bullish when it's very fast and it's very active. As soon as it slows down, I saw a couple of people turn bearish. Quite a lot of people turn bearish. Many people, which I understand when the price slows down, maybe this is it. We don't have that wedge anymore. But for me, it's still very much, it can lead up to becoming a really big bear trap where all of these people are sitting. And yet again, what does that do for us bulls? It creates people to short. So they end up shorting these areas every time we get there. And yet again, what does it create for us? It creates a gap. Now, everyone will short in these areas. They'll put stop losses over here. We hit the stop losses and all of a sudden price accelerates. So again, we're sitting at an area between 27 and 28,000. We get through the highs of the 28.8. We hit a whole bunch of stop losses. We start a whole squeeze and the 30K, 31K, 32K becomes the next sort of area that we'll shoot to, right? And then what we have is the second scenario. The second scenario is we do start to lose some steam. We do decide to start to lose this little wedge at the bottom over here, support. And basically that means that we broke 25K, we broke 26K, and we've never really tested those areas. So do we come back and retest those first? Is that a load up area? Is that where everyone's waiting to buy Bitcoin? I don't think there's much thoughts in our heads at the moment that Bitcoin's definitely bullish on the high time frame. Crypto's bullish, excluding altcoins. People are not thinking altcoins are there just yet. And we're waiting for that distribution. So it's very simple to chart Bitcoin right now. You basically just take this hour chart and you just match this beautiful trends that are working out over here. And you got the two different major zones that we get to. We break the top, we attempt the highs. Now remember, we get to the highs, we reject. Don't be surprised that it comes back to the mid 27s. It means Bitcoin's still ranging. What does it mean when the market goes sideways like this? For me, it's preparation for the next big move. So the fact that we're going sideways, I know a big move's coming. Now, for me, it's now to scrunch in on that and to like, is it a downside move? Is it an upside move? And here it's very simple. You have two boxes, the one's indicating the early 26,000s, and you have the one that's indicating the highs. We know that if we break through this wedge today, which looks like we're trying to attempt to now, we break through this wedge, we attempt those highs. We break through those highs, we now know acceleration. Don't expect dominance to slow down. Dominance will continue to move to the upside, but ultimately that's even better for us, for altcoins and things like that. The more extended the Bitcoin move, and I've showed you guys this a few times, the more extended the dominance move, the bigger it means for altcoins. And you can see it many times how it's happened before. The longer that Bitcoin runs, the better run that we have for altcoins. And you can see it many times play out. I do think we are getting to the high phase, though, for some pullback. Now, we have the two scenarios when it comes to the dominance yet again. And I'll come back to this now shortly. But again, we're sitting with a very simple, is it a short term? Is it a two-legger? I think that's the big question I want to ask. Do we have a short legger where we have, okay, altcoins catch up, ETH goes to 2.224, things like that. All of a sudden, Bitcoin forms this wedge, and then Bitcoin breaks to 30. And then all of a sudden, we have another altcoin push later. And the way that would work is we would reject now very soon. We would start this pullback, have a little bit of a 7-10 day absolute altcoin spree. And then what we'll have is the bounce in dominance, and Bitcoin goes again, which means you'll have a two-legged move where you had Bitcoin now go from 20,000 to 28,000. It then cools down a little bit. Altcoins run, then Bitcoin runs again. And the love goes back to Bitcoin again. And ultimately, I would expect the same thing. Dominance come down here and then go back up to the 48. Or we have the second scenario. And the second scenario is the really big one. And that's where we have an extended dominance that just rips down, and continues to come down for a good period of time. It meaning that Bitcoin's top is probably sitting on this run around the 30K, 33K area and not much higher than that. And ultimately, you're just going to have the altcoins revalue themselves to Bitcoin at that price. And then we can possibly go down and start testing the lower 20s again. If we do decide to break this higher dominance, for me, 40, 45, 50K becomes an option on Bitcoin again. So we're actually spoiled for choice right now. We're spoiled that it's a bullish thing we're fighting. Yeah, it's not a bearish thing. But either way, for me, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to what I believe, that we are in the resistance area here, and it's time to get into altcoins. It's time to prep for the altcoins, and it's time to be within the altcoins. So let's quickly jump back to Bitcoin, get a little bit of understanding there of what we're doing. So again, you have this very simple wedge. We break the upside. So another little big thing, guys, of why it's good that the markets go sideways sometimes when we get to a big area is because RSIs get to reset. The market gets to cool down, gets to prep for the next move so that you have strength for the next move. Now, the big issue with Bitcoin is if it just keeps going up and up and up, how strong is that? Because when you see Bitcoin going up and up and up, and I think let's actually have a look to see if this actually works or actually makes sense to you. Look here. Yeah, perfect example. Okay. Why you need price to reset at times and RSIs to strengthen. This is the issue, guys. You have Bitcoin rip out. And what does that form? It basically forms us breaking a trend, right? And all of a sudden, look at volume. Volume increases, which means it's a legit breakout. We're actually getting buying volume behind it. And it's a real, there is money actually coming in. There is people actually buying. And then what happens is price continues to go up and volume just starts to taper down and down and down and down. And that's something that you do need to look at as a concerning thing, because you always want price matching or volume matching what it's doing on the actual chart. So why we want this slowdown, this is really good. It's really good that we're moving sideways over here. And I'm pretty sure, again, we break this wedge, we break the highs, you will start to see an increase in volume again. So I like that all these little sell-offs that we're getting here, they're not high volume bars. Okay, now this doesn't mean that they can't come. Definitely they can come. And this is why we're zooming in and we're having a look at the major areas. But right now, as it stands, and I like trend lines. Trend lines is a nice way to also give us a little bit of an understanding of time. And if you have a look over here, you actually have this decreasing. Look at this. So you have volume decreasing, and you can actually put a trend line on it. And look what it's showing us. It's showing us that we're getting to an area where volume is coming. You see here. And you'll see it many times in your journeys and as you're learning crypto and things like that, where as soon as we break a trend line to volume comes in. Now you like to look at that and be like, whoa, okay, a spike is coming. A volume spike is coming somewhere. And then you zoom in on the chart and you put your two lines. It breaks to the upside, a volume spike is coming. Breaks to the downside, a bearish spike is coming. And that's a big thing, because what that means is wherever we break here, it's going to be backed by volume. So expect volume, expect volatility, and expect a big move coming very soon, because the volume trend line is showing that, and the chart too, sitting at the areas. But yet again, guys, Bitcoin's looking really good. It's looking really strong. Yeah, smash you liked it, you like the content, amazing. Smash the like button, and let's get in. So quick things just to quickly have a look at. Stock market doing pretty good. Pretty good. Recovered nearly from the bad week last week. Looking pretty strong and looking to attempt the trend line yet again. So higher lows over there. And now we're trying again. There isn't really much big fight events this week, is there? Not much at all. Great. Maybe a bank collapse. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if another bank falls. But so far, we don't have any major news this week, which is good. The charts and everything can do what they need to do without having the manipulative influence, if you must say. But so far, the USDT is looking pretty strong. It is looking really good, and we would like to break this trend to just back Bitcoin with this bullish momentum. What we have secondly as well is we do have the 𝗘𝗍𝗃, not strong on the shorter time frames or medium time frames at the moment, not really making much move. So 𝗘𝗍𝗃 is still on our side at the moment of being weakened. Let's quickly have a look at the rest. Total market cap just hovering. Look at that. No real rejection. But we know volume's coming. Okay. Guys, the big talk now. I think let's get prepped now, because what are we seeing at the moment? We're seeing dominance, rage up. We're seeing altcoins doing absolutely zero. What are we doing? So for me, what I did is I gave you guys this altcoin list, right? And I also gave you the separation of them to be like, these are my low risk, my medium risk, my high risk, and my highest risk, the portfolio. Now, I want to make this clear. This portfolio that I'm expanding, I believe it's expanding time where you take your portfolio and you do this. And what happens then is I'm expecting an altcoin rally. I'm expecting an altcoin catch up, and I'm expecting many altcoins to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum by quite a bit. Doesn't mean I'm not in Bitcoin. I still have a percentage of my portfolio that's going to be in Bitcoin, but I decided to take $100,000 and to build this portfolio for you, show you how we expand it and how we detract it as the market starts to make its way up. The only reason I'm doing this, I want to make Bitcoin, and I see right now is Bitcoin being overvalued, and I'm seeing altcoins as being undervalued, and I'm seeing money diversify into them. So what I've done for you guys is we're going to go through the actual charts and the lists that I gave you guys. And I'm going to show you what for me on the chart now in the high time frame is in a buy zone, what I'm buying right now. I don't care about the 5-10% of the range we're moving in now. What I think is great right now, what I think comes next, versus what I still think is slightly expensive. So if we have a look at the list, here we go. The first one again is Bitcoin and ETH. Okay. Remember, it's a $100,000 portfolio. I'm putting 30% in these over here, 30% in the medium risk, 25% in the high risk, and 15%. Here's the dollar values of what I'm putting into these. Now, if you see a green tick, which I'll go through now, these are ones that I've bought, if not buying today, right now. Okay. If you see a red tick, it means they're approaching zones. They could also be bought today if we get to that exact zone. But as you can see on the two major ones over here, Bitcoin and ETH, I am not buying at the current levels. I'm not buying them at the current levels. And let me show you why. So for me, it's very important, guys. You're buying these to hold and to be successful, which means some of them are perfectly ready now. Some are not, but you're ready for them. You can put your limit orders in, all these sort of things. But let's go here quickly with Bitcoin and ETH, and let's jump to the high time frame. The only place I'm buying Bitcoin is at $25,000 to $26,000. It's in the middle right now. The risk is not good. So yes, I am counting on maybe there is a pullback. Maybe Bitcoin does come to 25K. Only area I'm buying Bitcoin, okay, is in this area over here. If I look at RSIs, weekly is getting to the top. I may have missed the Bitcoin pump for that right now. Now, it does maybe mean I'll be putting more into ETH, but we'll get to that shortly. But for now, only area I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm not interested right now. I'm not interested to be getting into Bitcoin. Let's look at, now this is slightly different, Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is very near, but for me, the early 1700s, which I hope we will be getting today. But this will be my buy zone. And if Bitcoin is not in those areas, I'm probably going that whole 30% into Ethereum. I really am. I still think ETH's got a long way to go, and I still think that it's going to really outperform Bitcoin. So ETH, I'm getting ready for the early 1700s. Okay. It has not even moved yet. Bitcoin is already up at these areas. We haven't even broken this resistance. Remember what I spoke about ETH. ETH, I see the acceleration come above $2,000. Above $2,000 is where I see ETH accelerate very quickly to the 2.4 to the 2.6. So I want to load up before that big acceleration comes. This is what's slowing it down right now, is these major resistances here, where bears are going to try hold. I know that there's news coming with ETH. I know that there's the upgrade coming with ETH, and I know there's hype coming too. So ETH will run, and it has not run just yet. The next one that we're jumping into now, and I'll go through these pretty quick so I can get some for you guys as well, is my medium risk. So this is another 30% of my portfolio. For me, I'm in Cardano. I'm in Cardano, and I'm going to show you why. So I'll jump to, so remember guys, if you come to your lists over here, go to create a list, and you can go put in this. So your medium risk, whatever it may be, put in the name of what you want, and then it saves that list for you guys. You can always go to just categorize your tokens so that you know where you can find things. Let's quickly jump in. So for me, boom, beautiful. Weekly breakout, as I said previously before, Cardano, I'm in. So Cardano, I'm not waiting for these little slightly less, like for me, anywhere between 30 cents and 35 cents. I'm in, I'm happy. And where I'm setting is 80 cents for my TPs. 80 cents. So I'm expecting 100 to 140% growth within Cardano. So that one definite. The next one that I have is AVAX. Amen. Look at that. Fantastic. Now AVAX, what you do see over here is it is still slightly under trend. So there is maybe a small possibility of 1550 if you really want to get into this zoom in sort of area. For me, this is a bottomed out area where we're at the lower phases over here. Something is showing me that there's either news or hype or something that's coming towards AVAX pretty soon. And AVAX for me is in the zone. As I said, my first target is around $35. So I'm looking at 100 to 110%. That's what I'm buying the token for, to hold against that. It's around about a 70% outgrowth of Bitcoin. So I'm looking to make 70% more Bitcoin within that move alone. So AVAX for me, I don't care any more any less. Like, this is it. I won't be getting it more than $18. I'm definitely out of that. But AVAX for me is definitely in there. Let's jump back. So the next one over there is MATIC. So MATIC for me, I want it. I see it under my my medium risk portfolio. But MATIC for me is not in the zone just yet, but it might get into the zone today. So where you want to buy MATIC is you want to, because it's performed so well, the rest of the tokens, you're buying them here, right? So for them, you're not really trying to zoom in and snipe the entries too much because you're in the bottom phase. Like, you're as low as where it was before it even restarted the cycle and started the bull market before. I can't believe that Chainlink went back to $5. I remember the day it broke $5, and I remember it running over 4 months to $55. And now it's back at $5. I remember Polkadot, when it went to $40, we were buying it at $3, $4 when it just came out, because it used to be a higher value token. Remember, then they made them smaller or something like that. It was a way higher valued, and now that's back there too. So I have no problems at all with loading up those at dollar costing to those areas. MATIC for me is still slightly high. There isn't the greatest fundamental news with MATIC at the moment. A lot of people are complaining or things like that. I remember them doing the same thing over here, complaining. I remember. So for me, I want to buy this near the dollar. So near the dollar is where I want to get this. If it gets there, I'm buying it. Now, guys, I want to explain something when I give you this portfolio, right? You see it. There might be 30% of this portfolio that you can't buy, that don't get to the buy zones, which means you don't buy them. Very simple. That's why I gave you guys 20 tokens in this portfolio. You may only buy 14. I'm categorizing for you because I'm thinking they're doing the same growth, but then they're not there in the zone. You don't get them. Very simple. If Bitcoin breaks that wedge, guys, and what I'm trying to explain to you, I gave you that 1 hour wedge now. If Bitcoin breaks that wedge and it decides to rampage, you don't know at any point that dominance can turn. I'm in a lot of these coins that are in the zones right now because it may be the only ones I could get. That's the crazy thing. Yeah. Maybe out of that medium risk portfolio, I can only get AVAX and Cardano. Like, I don't get MATIC. I don't get the other ones. Like, it is what it is, right? I'm there to categorize the tokens and get what's perfectly in the zone. So only around $1 for MATIC is where I'm definitely taking the position. This one's quite tough because it is sitting a little bit medium range. Is Link. For me personally, I'm buying it in these areas. Now, you can also argue that it can come down to the lower sixes. So if you want to be conservative and it's like imports and cash and things like that, you can wait for the possible low entry. What is the downfall about that? It may not go there. But other than that, for me, I am building Chainlink in these areas. But ideally, the buys would be the mid $6, anywhere like that, in case there is a dope off that happens. So maybe have some cash for that. But like I said with Chainlink, for me, this is a whole reset. See here, this is fantastic. This is what I was talking about, where Chainlink went up, and all of a sudden, the day it broke $5. Look at this. Boom! This thing just went. I remember watching that thing. Remember, we sat for $5 because look at this. It creeped up for weeks. Just creeped up. It did nothing and did nothing. And then it popped it. And when it went, and now what you have is you have the retest of that. So for me, anywhere in this range here, I'm gladly collecting Chainlink in the areas. And the only time I see it really accelerate price is above the $9 to $10. Then I am seeing 15. Then I am seeing 20. So for me, this is still 110 to 120% trade that I am taking on Chainlink. Like I said, if you're holding this, I think it's great to dollar cost here on the portfolio. But yes, you can wait for the mid sixes in case it does come. The downfalls are you don't get it. Same thing with BNB. The only time I'm buying BNB is around $300. Unless it's there, it's not there just yet. So the two I'm in at the moment is Cardano and AVAX. Those are in. Let's look at the next ones. So the next ones we're looking at over here is the high risk portfolio. So it sucks because I love Fantom. But for me, if I look at the Fantom list, so let's quickly go to the high risk over here. And let's jump into Fantom. Guys, today I'm doing portfolio. Tomorrow I'm back into trades. So on Mondays and stuff, I'm going to be double checking on the portfolios, all these sort of things, because we want to run a portfolio in the back end. You have no more dry powder? Okay, amazing. Do you have the right tokens? Otherwise, switch them to the right tokens and make sure you have structure. There's no point you having no dry powder, but you got 10 low caps and you only got 2 of these, like medium, high risk, low risk. Just categorize them and sell them into each other and make sure you have a good portfolio. Okay, next one over here, Fantom. It's there and we should get it today. But Fantom, I want 40 cents. 40 cents, I want Fantom. Reason being is I'm still looking at $1.10 to $1.30 as my next push to the upside. I know this next thing, I'm sticking to my guns with it. I know this next alt run is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. It's going to be an absolute run. It's not all-time high runs, but you're looking at 150, 200%. So for me, I'm looking at my Fantom position outperforming Bitcoin by over 100%. I'm looking at $1 to $1.20, $1.30 as my next push. So I want to anywhere between 40 cents and 45 cents. I'm in on my Fantom position. I am thinking that a little bit more of a pullback today, which could take us to the early 40 cents. That's exactly where I want to be getting it. The next one, let's have a look, is Solana. I'm in. I'm buying here. I do have the range basically between the 18 and 20, but for me, Solana's in. My TP is on this position, and I'm holding it till then. Is $55 to $65. We may even get an $80. We'll, as the breakouts happen. This one hasn't broken out yet. It's very near breakouts. Then I'm happy. The next one, THORChain, I'm in. So THORChain, not in full. I'm maybe slightly a little bit lower. I do have the early 120s, so 1.2 in that sort of zone, but I'm starting to dollar cost in RUNE. I'll be fully in my position of RUNE this week. I'm still expecting a $3.5. So this is nearly a 200% from RUNE. ALGO, guys, at least I have all of this built up for you guys. So I will be tweeting this. Go follow me, Sheldon_Sniper on Twitter. I'll be tweeting this after the show so that you can see the list of tokens. And then you obviously have the charts too. So RUNE, I'm in. ALGO, I'm in. Look at the chart. We had the whole reset, guys. Look at this. We're all the way back from even before the last bull run. ALGO for me, same team, still good. I'm happy with ALGO. So I'm in ALGO now at the moment. 𝗬𝗏𝗏, I'm in. Look at 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Anyway, like I said, between $7 and $8, I'm in on 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Polkadot, not yet. It's nearly there. So I want to try get Polkadot in the middle, like 5.5 in that sort of area, but anywhere between $5 and $6 dollar costing. Fantastic. You want to be in before these coins. So all these coins I've given you guys, it's horizontals on high time frames, right? But then what we have is these trends. When these trends break, that's when I see them running. So you can have these trends there as well, and you can buy them on break of trends as well, because you know they're in a good area and a good phase. So Polkadot slightly cheaper, and I'm in. I'm going to check out XRP now. See, there's many of the XRP guys are quite happy and loud at the moment. They're very proud that their tokens are the only one that's green when the market's red. You think anything's happening there with the court case and all of that? Yeah. Great buying zones, guys. Like for me, okay. So near, let's have a look here. Near, like I said, $1.8 to $2 is where I'm in. I'm starting to dollar cost now. If you really want to fight for those 5-10%, like for me, I'm in the bottom of the phase. This one I'm expecting a 300%. So near, I'm not fighting for my 5-10%. XRP. So you should have this buy already. I gave you guys the buy last week. It's gone now, and it's not in the buy zone, and it's probably not going to come to the buy zone unless we have a big Bitcoin correction. For now, it's gone. And where I'm expecting XRP to go is around 80 cents. I do think it's going to double from here. Not worth buying now as it stands. Only time you'll buy it is around 40 cents if it comes there. But you guys should have XRP. So put that under your high risk section. And remember what I spoke to you guys about. And it's very important. Let's see if I can actually find it here again for you guys. Or this whole portfolio is here to build these two, which means these higher risk ones and the high risk, they're not out in the field for long. So when you see an XRP pump and it decides to, because guys, we are getting there. The dominance is going to turn at some point, which means you are going to see one coin every now and then do 100% in a day. You're going to see it. You're going to see a lot of it, actually. And if your token pumps 100% in one day and you go have a look and it falls under your high risk, you do not leave those guys out there for long because they don't last and they die. So when you see your coin to 100%, you're out that day, you finish, cheers, boom, I'm not buying you back. I'm done. I'll buy you in the next rebuild of a portfolio. So remember, guys, put your coins in there. And remember, when it pumps, where is it? Oh, it's a medium risk token. Okay, this one I can hold a little bit longer, maybe. But a high risk one, no, it's pumped, I'm out. Cheers. You know what I mean? Very, very, very important. So let's jump back into XRP. Theta for me is attempting buy zone now. There is slightly, maybe the early 90 cents. But like I said, this one is a 300 to a 400% trade for me. So you can try fight the few percentages down if you want. You do have this, guys. Zoom in slightly and go put in this trend line. Look at it. Beautiful trend line. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And when it breaks that, boom. So you can wait for the trend line, and that's amazing. Theta is still a huge one for me and still something that I'm excited. I'm in personally, and I'm buying more as it speaks. Someone asked when the portfolio. So give me 3 days, guys. 3 days. I'm making sure that I'm safe, that I can put my funds and all these things on the internet, and everything is safe. So give me a few days, and you'll be able to track this $100,000 portfolio whenever you want. Okay, now let's jump into the last one, which is the higher risk. Remember, from tomorrow, guys, I'm doing trades. So this is the last time for the next day or two that I'll be speaking about this portfolio until my one's up. And then I'll be speaking about this on Mondays. And let's try and make a system that this can last for the year, right? It's fantastic. We can just run portfolios together. And eventually you'll see me sell out of these and get out of them. Okay, now let's jump into the highest risk. Cool. So the first one I want to show you guys, let's jump in, is 𝗏𝗏 Games. So let's go have a look at 𝗏𝗏. Is it in the buy zone? Yes, for me, it's in the buy zone. It's just entered the buy zone now, actually. By 𝗏𝗏 Games is the $3 to the $4. I'm in. I'm getting in. Same thing. You can zoom in, and you can go, and you can go, okay, trend line. So I take my trend line. If you have a look, it did break one, and it's retesting. And for me, this is entries for 𝗏𝗏 Games. So I'm getting into the 𝗏𝗏 Games position, definitely. I'll be going through all of these quite quick so we can have a look. We have 𝗬𝗬, not yet. It's nearly there. Now, I've heard news on 𝗬𝗬. I think it's going to do really well. 𝗬𝗬 for me between the 6 and 7 cents, so slightly lower, which I think you can get today. I'm in. This one, I'm expecting a 200% move. I'm expecting 20 to 25 cents for 𝗬𝗬. We then have Super. I'm in. Buy zone now. I'm not caring about the little less. It's in the bottom phase for me. Yes, it can maybe go to 10 cents. Amazing. Maybe even 9 cents. For me, I'm in. And like I said, this one, I'm looking at a 400%er for Super. So I'm building it and I'm holding strong, not wasting too much time on that one. Let's go speak about Scallop, which woke up nicely last week. Let's go have a look and see where that's at. So Scallop is the next one. This one, I think our original zone is gone for now because it broke trend and now it's retesting. So for me, it's probably coming back towards 22 cents, and that's where I'm in. I'm in more. I personally have up to $100,000 in Scallop in my other long-term portfolio. And for me, if it comes there, I'll be adding to this one. So Scallop for me, like I said, I still think this is a 50x in a 2-year portfolio. We'll see how long. Maybe we take, this thing does the 200-300% like I do think it's going to do on the next move. Maybe we take 70% and we leave the other 30% for 2 years. We shall see. But Scallop definitely. PBX. So PBX, I think it's going to come slightly lower to many zeros. So you can see the zeros over here. Quickly take a photo. There's the zeros, 0.0015 to 0.0018. You know, that's my area of accumulating them. This one for me is a 400% move. Remember, this is the highest part risk of our portfolio. Definitely. So next one after that is Nakamoto Games. This one looks good. So I am hoping to get it cheaper, around 20 cents. But you might not get it, guys, because like I said, it finally came out of this phase, which I believe a lot of tokens are in. And it might break this wedge. So if Bitcoin breaks that wedge out, I'm getting into my Naka position. And my Naka position, I'm looking at basically $1 as my next target. So it's another 300-400% that I'm looking at from Naka. So just pay attention that this might be a break of trend buy. Otherwise, you are waiting for the early 20 cents. Definitely. Let's go look at Vulcanforge in my buy zone. I can try fight for a little bit more, but for me, I'm happy here. This one, I'm looking at 174% as my first target, and there is a $16 target too. So Vulcanforge definitely in on this over here. 𝗏𝗏 for me is in the buy zone. So if you have a look, now guys, portfolio shows, these are important. That's what makes you the money, right? So PYR indefinitely. 𝗏𝗏, I'm in. The two that I'm not in, which I really want, is 𝗲𝗏. But 𝗲𝗏 for me just needs to come, if it goes where it is currently right now, if it comes down another 10%, I'm in. I'm in for 𝗲𝗏. Remember, this I'm looking at a 260% growth to the next push up. So I want 𝗲𝗏 a little bit cheaper than where it is now. And 𝗬𝗏, the same thing. Between a 5 and 10% pullback from where we are now, I'm in. This one I'm expecting 200% growth over there. Is there any else that I missed over here? No, I did not. So guys, what I'm basically expecting, and I want to quickly go through this again. For me, I don't care what anyone says. Many, Run actually said it perfectly this morning. Oh, only Bitcoin's running. Only these things are running. And when everyone is saying that, that's when I know the alt season's coming. And for me, again, this dominance is going up, and it's done something like this for the last 3 years. I'm not changing. I don't care what anyone's saying. I'm not falling for those traps. For me, anywhere in this area, it will come down. And when it comes down, is what I want to be ready for. May it be a down market, maybe an up market. I don't give a crap. If this is going down, it means my altcoins are doing better than Bitcoin. And as long as I'm doing it better than Bitcoin, I'm making Bitcoin. And that's all that matters for me. So I'm not losing it. I think Bitcoin's way too risky to be buying now. All these things are too risky to be buying now. Altcoins is where I want to be and where I want to get through. So if I jump through here again, I want to show you that if we look, stock market looks pretty good. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Do you enjoy these portfolio shows, guys? Portfolio shows, very good. And remember, you're dedicating a part of your portfolio to build this portfolio now, right? So you can see what I mean about expanding and all these sort of things. But then you must have another part, which is your trading. We're still going to trade. We're still going to trade and just make dollars. But this portfolio that I'm showing you is to make Bitcoin and make Ethereum. That's what I want you to make. I want you to make crypto. Have another little part of your portfolio, and that we'll trade with. Have a 𝗵𝗿𝗍𝗍, OKX, any of these sort of accounts. And that we're going to trade. Live trading is coming this week. I don't have school, so we can do some live trades, which is amazing. And here's very simple. Don't expect any movements from Bitcoin until one of these lines are broken. One of these lines are broken. We know that a big move's coming. I've shown you guys that volume is coming as well. Like all my shows, thank you. But this is a very clear, easy chart to read right now. If the pullback happens, I still think, look at dominance. If there's any pullback in the market, dominance is coming down. Altcoins is the one we want to be in. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. We'll get down to trading. I think today we break the wedge. Let's see which way we're going, and let's trade the market. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Much love, Banter fan.